Hey guys, one more video for today. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while since the new year has started, and I just kind of haven't really had a chance to do it yet. I've been a little bit busy and just kind of, I don't know. But anyway, I apologize ahead of time if I kind of ramble in this video. It's just sort of me vocalizing my thoughts for the new year and where I am in the hobby and that kind of stuff. So I apologize if it's going to be long and rambly, and by all means, you don't have to watch this if you don't want to. It's okay. But anyway, so for this new year, I definitely have goals that I want to do. Like, as far as dolls and stuff, dolls that I want to get and what I want to do for the new year. And I wouldn't really call it a resolution. It's just sort of plans. And I'm giving myself a lot of different options because basically I want to at least fulfill some of them. But if I was to fulfill all of them, you'll see that would be really crazy and ridiculous. So I have a few different options that I want to go ahead and do this year. And as far as dolls that I want to get this year, I've mentioned it quite a few times, but I want to get my unicorn character story. I want to have all 6 of my main trios, like the 2 trios, I want to have all 6 of them. So that means getting Calliope for Etzel and Shu, their trio, and then Euclid and Hyacinth for Faustus over here, for his trio. I really want to have their story and those main characters shelled out into dolls. It's my most important priority in this hobby at the moment. Those characters and their story are very important to me. It's a very sort of personal story, I guess. It's never really one that I intended to make into a book or a manga or whatever. It's just more of a personal story that I really enjoy. So I really want to have their characters sort of fleshed out into dolls, and it's good to have a direction in this hobby, because you're also going to just be buying dolls like crazy, and it's just like, oh, I want this one and this one, oh. But so that's sort of my direction in the hobby that I really want to focus on, and I want to, in the next year, at least get one of them. I'm leaning towards Euclid at the moment, because I know for certain which doll I want to get for that character, and I'm very happy and content with the doll that I want for that character. And I've mentioned before that's going to be a minifee Luca. I won't say the gender of that character. If you don't know that character, then you don't know, but I haven't revealed what gender that character is, so I'm very cautious as to say which gender they are. But anyway, yes, a minifee Luca, and that's just the perfect sculpt for that character, and I'm really excited to actually... It makes me more excited to shell a character when the doll that I want for them is sort of as close to idealistic for their character as possible. And I really think that particular doll is really good in that sense. So anyway, that's probably who I'm going to lean towards, but I also am pretty sure about the doll that I want for Calliope, but I want to give it a little bit more time before I commit to getting her again, because I'm still a little bit hesitant about Shu as well. As much as I love that doll, and I love him as that doll, I still think he's a little bit immature compared to Etzel and compared to the previous Calliope, which is Panda over here. And I want them to have the same maturity in their faces and their height and stuff. Like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but when I see them together, I want them to kind of mesh. And that being said, a lot of my characters are very different aesthetically, but in my eyes, I want them to be good representations of how I view them. So, yeah, I'm not too sure, but I definitely want to get at least one of the characters for my unicorn character story for this new year. That's kind of like priority 1. Other things that I might want to do, if I have the opportunity, like I said, if I can do any of these things this year, then I'll be happy. The other thing that I kind of want to do is get a Grail doll. Now, it's kind of contradicts what I just said about having a sort of plan or direction for the hobby, but there's a few dolls that I really, really just love, that I just think are so gorgeous and perfect, and I just drool over them all the time. and I don't really necessarily have characters for them, like pre-existing characters, but I want to have the experience of just having a doll and doing whatever I want with it. Ew, that sounds gross. But anyway, but you know what I mean. Just like having a doll and being able to change their hair, eyes, or clothes whenever I feel like it. If I feel like something's not working, I can just change it to something else until it gets to the point that I am really happy with it, and I don't have to worry about, does this fit their character, does this look like them, or that kind of stuff. I just want to have the opportunity to, I don't know, just kind of let my creativity go wild, and I'd love to do that with a doll that I've really, really, really wanted, but don't really have a character for. And there's quite a few of those that fit into that category. The case in point, the one that I'm really, really, speaking of specifically, would be Minifee Ante as a boy, and Volk's Dolphy Dream Mariko. Those are like my two biggest Grail dolls right now, and I've really wanted a Dolphy Dream forever, and I've already told you that Mariko, like, if I ever get a Dolphy Dream, it has to be her, because I just think she's the most prettiest, perfect Dolphy Dream I've ever seen in my life. I love her so much. She's just, oh my god, she's perfect. But also, Minifee Ante as a boy, it's really weird. Most of my dolls are sort of limited and that kind of stuff, and I kind of usually think that Grail dolls are supposed to be really hard to get dolls, limited dolls, that kind of stuff. But Minifee Ante is not limited, and yet I still keep being gravitated towards that sculpt. Like, I still keep it in the back of my mind, like, I really want one of these. Like, I still want one so bad, even though, you know, I have no character for it and stuff. So I also maybe want to get one of those dolls, a Grail doll. Maybe not either of those, but a Grail doll that I have, and sort of just have fun with it. That's sort of my second sort of goal in the hobby. But yeah, that's pretty much the main sort of... I'd also maybe, again, this is sort of like a maybe, I also sort of want to get a body for my SD head. He's just sort of a floating head right now. My sweet Gail Malcolm. I don't have an SD size doll, and now that I have a YoSD and an MSD and a tiny size doll, I'd really like to have every main size of doll just to see how I like them. So I'd also really like to get him a body. Yeah, I don't know, I'd really like to do that too, if it's possible. But yeah, I'm giving myself options because I don't know what will really hold my attention the most at whatever time I have money or whatever. So whatever interests me the most at that time, or that I feel is most pressing to me at that time, is what I'll probably go with. And I'm giving myself options for this year. And I don't, like I said, I do not intend to do all of those things. Like, there's almost no way, I think, that I'll be able to get Calliope, Euclid, Hyacinth, a body from my floating head, and Minifee Ante slash Dolphy Dream Mariko slash whatever else Grail doll. There's no way. Unless I get a really good job this year, there's no way I'm going to be able to do all of that. But as long as I can do one of those things, that would be really great. As long as I can just get like one doll throughout this year, that would be awesome. Even though technically I guess you could count my Uno Assist as being my first doll for this year, but but that's, yeah, anyway. I'd like to just focus on just getting like one. If I can just get one this year, that'd be perfect. But everything else, if I can do it this year, that'd be great. If not, then that's fine. But those are my sort of plans or sort of aspirations for this year. There's not really too much, like, I want to get a lot more clothes for my dolls, even though they already have a lot, but I really like buying clothes. I really like my dolls to have a lot of clothes options. I love changing their wardrobe every few days or so, and not just like one or two of them. I literally change like all of my dolls, their wardrobe, like every few days. I just love mixing it up and seeing them in different outfits, and they just sort of inspire me a little bit more every time I see them somewhat different. Just like, I don't know, like a different pair of shoes or a different hat is just so inspiring sometimes. But anyway, I want to get my dolls a lot more close too, but that's just a sort of mini goal. So, yeah, this video is really long. I'm sorry, but I just kind of want to ramble about stuff that I kind of plan to do for this year. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, and thank you guys so much if you watched. And definitely tell me like what your sort of plans or aspirations, I guess, for this year are for your like your doll crew and stuff like that, if you do have them, or if you're actually planning on getting a doll this year. I know a lot of you don't even have them yet, so there's that. But yeah, definitely tell me what your sort of options for this year are, what you would like to do. It would be great to hear. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'm sorry that I rambled too much, and this video is really probably long, and I'm sorry, I try. I cry every time.